Hey guys, and welcome back to So What Do You Do Again? On today's episode, I am chatting with Anifa Mvuemba, who is the leading lady behind the cult favorite brand, Hanifa. Hanifa is known for its bold colors, fun silhouettes, as well as size inclusivity. It is no secret that Anifa's brand is a brand to watch as it continues to grow and prosper within the fashion community. Welcome, Anifa. I'm so excited to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited too.
Oh my God, this is going to be great. She's so sweet. She opened up her hotel room to me as she's here for just a few days. So we're going to make this a little quick for her, but it'll be great. I'm really excited. So tell me, did you grow up in Maryland?
Yeah, I grew up in Maryland. I was born in Nairobi, Kenya. My family moved to DC in 94, and then we kind of lived all over Maryland.
To go into it, tell us a bit about your journey into creating Hanifa.
So I've always had an interest in fashion. I used to sketch when I was like 9, from what I can remember. And fast forward to high school. I had a pretty cool high school. We had like a design class, we had like a hair salon, we had like an auto body shop, and I was taking the design class my junior year, and my mom purchased me a sewing machine for Christmas. So within that class, I was able to kind of like learn the basics of using a sewing machine. So I kind of just took that, and I would go to thrift stores and just kind of like alter men's clothing to make it a little more feminine, like blazers, button downs, and stuff like that, because I like the prints. And then I remember one day my our institute rep came to my design class and was like telling me all these amazing things and all these things about being a fashion designer, and I was like, that's it, that's what I want to do. Prior to that, I thought I was going to be like working at Vogue, or I was like, I want to work for a magazine.
Yeah.
And then I ran home and I was just like, oh my gosh, like telling my parents, I want to be a designer and you can make 40K or something. And my dad's like, girl, please. And when you're African,
go back to school.
Yeah.
Bye.
And when you're African, your parents are like doctor, lawyer, business, something. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I was just like, I want to go to FIT. I want to go to the fashion schools. And this is when I'm doing like college applications and stuff, and my parents are like, you're not going anywhere. They were really strict. They were like, you can't leave state. I was like, crap.
Yeah.
So I applied to Morgan State University. They had a fashion merchandising program, and that's what I did. I got accepted and I went there. So I was actually studying fashion merchandising, and I told my parents I was doing business management. That's what I had to do, and
because they don't really know.
Yeah. So got to Morgan, and the program was not very hands-on. So then I was in a weird space, a very, very weird space. Bad breakup, and I was working in retail. I didn't really like my job at the time, so I just quit. I dropped out of school. I quit my job and just kind of like moped for a little bit. And it was my 21st birthday. I had some scraps of fabric and trimmings and stuff, and I made this dress like literally the night of the party, because I was broke. I didn't have no money. I couldn't buy a dress. I was 21 at the time. I had just turned 21, and I posted it on Instagram, and it got it got about 45 likes. And at the time, this is 2011. Instagram wasn't as popping as it is today, and it just kind of started from there.
Wow. Mm-hmm. All off of an Instagram photo. That's amazing.
Yeah, crazy.
I think I saw that photo because you recently posted. I was like, this is so dope. This is like a full circle moment.
Yeah, literally.
And what is the meaning behind the word Hanifa?
So I'll just give y'all a little history. So after that post, my mom was like, oh, my mom like travels to like she'll go to like Istanbul, and she'll buy like suits and things like that. So she does some, I would kind of call it merchandising. So she does that for like she has like her clients or whatever. And she was like, come take a trip with me and kind of like get your feet wet and see like what I do, or maybe you'll find inspiration or something. I was like, cool. So I started thinking more and more about this like idea, and like now I have like people asking me to make them stuff, and I'm just like, but I need a name. So I had this notebook, and I'm sitting there sketching logos and just trying to figure out what it could be. And then I started to look into my name, and I was just like, okay, my name, what does my name mean? And it's True Believer. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, I'm going to call it Hanifa. So it's pronounced Hanifa in Arabic, but my name is Anifa.
And going back, because you're a self-taught designer, which one, shout out you. That's an incredible skill to just teach yourself and alone to now make it into this incredible business, right? That everyone recognizes and everyone's wearing. I was at a fashion show yesterday, and someone was wearing the pants with the feathers down the side. Cool. I took a picture. I wanted to send it to you. She was wearing the orange one. She looked good. She looked real good. But do you ever feel like an outsider because you didn't go to a design school?
Yeah, I call it like a designer insecurity. I mean, I wish I lived in New York and was able to like connect with, these people that you're supposed to connect with or whatever. But I do feel like, I don't know, I sometimes even feel like, even with what I've obtained and have, I feel like I'm not there because I didn't go to design school. I wasn't able to, meet certain people, or I didn't intern at a certain design house or whatever. So yeah, for sure, I do feel like, I'm not there. How do
you cope with that? Because I feel the same with myself. It's like a imposter syndrome, right? I'm like, I went to a state school as well, but it still had like a fashion merchandising program, but I didn't go to like the FIT or the NYU or some people who go to Ivy League and then come into magazines. So it's like this imposter syndrome where you're like, do I actually belong? Like, how do you cope with that?
So one, the people around you, constantly reminding you of like where you came from and what you've done and what you've accomplished and things like that, just to kind of give you like that boost of confidence, and just also shifting my mindset, like, what am I doing this for? Who am I actually doing this for? And that has helped me a lot, because I'm just like, what, I'm doing it for women, all women, Black women. I'm at a place where now I'm just like, I don't live in New York, and I'm cool with that. I don't get invited to certain things. I'm cool with that. I don't do this. I'm cool with that, because I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing. So I'm kind of like trying to get back to the place of like enjoying and having fun, because it's been work, business for the last like 3-4 years.
It's kind of nice that you don't live here, because even just from seeing my friends and watching it happen, it's like you get caught up in the scene and you're trying to keep up with so many different people, and then you kind of forget why you're here. You kind of forget that you want to create designs for women to wear, and it's not about like these Instagram moments. It's not about being at these events. It's about creating good product and delivering. And I think you do a really amazing job by that. I think you have a community that follows you. Like you did a pop-up here, right? Everyone was going to it. People were talking about it in the office. That's like crazy. My girl Jessie was like, "You going to the Anifa?"
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm like, girl, I'm not trying to mess up my bank account. Oh my God. But yeah, no, you have that community surrounding you, which is more important than
the rent here.
Woo! Girl, the rent. Literally, I was talking to my sister. She bought a house, right?
In New York?
Not in New York. Oh. No. Sorry.
I was about to say,
They're in Florida.
We need a
we need I would move in with
applause,
her.
That's crazy.
That exists. Oh my God. But no, they're in North Florida.
Oh,
my
okay.
sister just bought a house, and her mortgage is less than my rent, and I rent one room in a 3-bedroom. She got a whole like 3-bedroom house.
Oh my God.
Backyard. It's just like a whole different way of living. It's crazy. And then you kind of be like, damn, why am I paying $900 for my room again?
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
But maybe one day. I don't know. I'm trying to go to Texas, I think.
Oh, Texas? I heard Texas is really nice.
I've never even been.
Really? Same. I heard it's nice, but hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than cold, though. I'll say that.
Better than cold. Now, did you self-fund Hanifa?
So I had a nice tax return when I started, so I used that to kind of like get myself together. But well, if you're a designer, you know the money goes really quickly.
Yeah.
So I did it strategically with like pre-orders. So I would do a pre-order, gather up those funds, and then you invest it right back into the business. So it was just like a flipping thing that I was doing until I was able to like get enough to be able to do other things, you know, outside of just like purchasing fabric, paying for labor, or purchasing fabric, doing it yourself, just like so many different things. But yeah,
That's so smart.
it was just like a flip thing. I was just flipping.
In your position now, do you seek out funding, or is it just mainly based off of the orders that you're getting in?
I'm not really seeking funding. I mean, I was. So I think it just really depends on where you are and how much you want and what you want to do with funding. Because I think that's really important. Because a lot of times people think it's just like, oh, I want $1 million. I want $100,000. But what are you going to do with the 100,000? What are you going to do with the million? So if you don't have a plan for that money, then you're already setting yourself up for failure. So I tread lightly with like stuff like that. I have credit cards and things like that. But if I really, really need it, then maybe, you know, I'll start looking, or I'll try to apply for a loan, but never really like investors or anything like that.
And how have you learned to, I guess, better manage your money, both in your business and on a personal level?
So my background is not financial. Like my parents live paycheck to paycheck. So that's, you know, that's kind of what I grew up on. Never really had a savings or anything like that. And I went broke a few times. A lot of times I had a lot of hard times, but I had to like get real with myself and kind of look at myself in the mirror like, hey girl, you're not good with your money. So you need to find someone that can help you manage your finances or teach you about financing. And then I started to get into like learning about my credit, and then I got my credit repaired. And then a friend of mine is into like, he works in finance, and he was able to like consult me and help me. And then from there, I just started making better money decisions. I'm not perfect, you know, we all aren't perfect, but it has gotten better. And I recently just got connected to a really awesome accountant. So yeah, so I think money management is really, really important. It could make or break your business.
And in those moments where you went broke, how many times where it just kept happening? Like in that last time you were like, okay, no, this needs to stop.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So yeah, it was like, okay, you make money and then it's gone. You make money and then it's gone. And I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm sick of this. And it was just like that, like fed up like feeling and attitude where I was just like, something isn't right. And then the more I looked into it, I was like, okay, girl, get it together.
Yeah.
And those down moments, it was really hard. And I'm Christian. So I always go back to Christ, because like that's like my foundation. So that's how I cope with it. And that's how I deal with it, because it's borderline depression. When you're broke, it's like
you're down.
Yeah, especially when you have a business. When you're broke, you're broke.
And I feel like also in this, going back to Instagram in this day and age where you're watching everyone's highlight reel, and especially when you're down like that, how do you cope with the fact of being on Instagram and seeing so many everyone's successes, and then you're down, and then that even makes you more down? Like how do you move past it?
So when I've gone through those moments, those like severely depressing moments, I pieced out on my personal Instagram. I was like, I'm out, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna focus on myself, I'm gonna soul search, I'm gonna do this. So I really disconnect myself. I manage the business page, so I'm very particular about who I follow. So I don't just follow anyone. If it's like inspiration, I'm following that on the business page, because that's like work.
Yeah.
So that's really what I do. I just kind of separate the two. So I actually don't get on my personal at all.
That's good. That's good. I took a break from Instagram it was like a month. Like I didn't post. I tried not to go on it. But sometimes it's hard, because especially in my job, you like need to go on it to make sure you know what's happening or seeing new designs.
Yeah.
But it's so real, because it's crazy. People will come up to you and be like, girl, you're killing it. Like I see you on Instagram. Like you're like living the life. And I'm over here like, I'm depressed.
Yeah,
like, I'm really
it's real.
sad.
It's real. I feel like we're all like, this industry, you're always like, it's always like a go thing, and you never really have a moment to like process. And when you do process, sometimes you're like, wait a minute, I don't feel good.
You don't. You're like, wait, I don't actually, even being at the shows this past week, which is something I'm usually so in love with, and I'm happy to be there, you know? And I found myself being like, I really just want to be in my bed. Like, this is way too much. It's like stimulate. Exactly. I just want to sleep. This is overstimulation. I'm exhausted from having to put on this face of like talking to everyone and being this happy-go-lucky Naomi that people are so used to. And it's like, sometimes you just need a little like mental health break, like just to take a step back. But like you said, it's go, go, go. You never get a chance to really sit back and, you know, actualize and realize your accomplishments. Do you ever like sit back and take a look and be like, damn, I really did that. Look at me. I created a whole ass business that women across the world are wearing my designs.
Surprisingly, no. I'm really hard on myself. So even like now, I feel like I'm not there yet. So I feel like there's going to come a day when I'm like, wow, Anifa, I'm so proud of you. You know, I am proud of myself, but I'm not there yet. I'm really, because I feel like if I start feeling that way, or if I start telling myself those things now, I'm going to get comfortable. So this is how I keep myself on my toes. Like, this is how I stay motivated, and just, you know, I'm constantly pushing myself to do better.
But still know that you're doing great.
Thank you.
Still realize it. What inspires your designs?
Oh, it's so many different things. Like, I get designs and dreams. I really like looking at architecture, interior design lately. And recently it's been like women, like Black women, because when I started I was a size 2, and now I'm like a size 12, 14, aiming for a size 6. I'm losing weight.
Woo-woo.
And
you look good though.
Thank you.
Real good.
Thank you. And I struggled like with shopping. I was like, oh, I can't fit these bottoms. I can't fit this. I'm just like, oh, so it's actually a problem. Because when I was a skinny girl, I was like, oh, I could wear this, I could wear that. But now I'm just like, no, it's actually a problem. So
it's hard to find things.
Yeah, and I like to use my customers as inspiration as well. So with the showroom experience, I'm able to like listen when they're in the fitting room and when they come out and how they feel. I ask them questions about like what do they go through when they're shopping, like what are their problem areas and things like that. And then I take those comments and I take it to the design room, and I just kind of like incorporate that. Okay, I'm like, okay, some girls said that they have issues in this area. Some girls say they like things to fit like this. So I just try to like make this like miracle product.
It is.
I'm inspired by so many different things. I can go outside and see this car with the crazy design. I'm like, oh my gosh,
I gotta
color.
make this. Yeah.
That triangle. I don't know. It's random.
That damn circle over there.
It's random, but yeah.
No, the women look beautiful. I saw Asia from Teen Vogue. I saw her at the area show, and she was wearing your dress, and she looked beautiful. Yeah. The purple.
It looks so good on her.
She's like, that's your poster girl. You need to get her in a campaign. She looked great.
I know. I really do. That's actually like, a good idea. Listening. Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea. Asia, we're gonna hit you up soon.
Asia, just, you know, remember who plugged you, you know.
We're gonna hit you up soon, girl.
And how have your designs evolved? Because I know you just extended your sizing. Like, tell me, like, how do you continue to, like, you know, evolve your brand into something new, but still keeping that same brand identity?
When I started, I used to just use like jersey and spandex and things like that. But I noticed when like I started seeing like other emerging designers popping up and also doing spandex and jersey. I'm like, darn, this is all I know how to do. Like, and then I started watching YouTube videos, and I was like, I wonder if I can make a lined garment. Like, how does that look? How do you construct a blazer? Things like that. So I started watching these YouTube videos. I'm like, this looks hard.
You said, hold on, let me get my spandex real quick.
I was like, do I really want to do this? I was like, this looks like a lot of work, but I was like, I want to be different.
Yeah.
I want to be better. So I was
that
like,
moment you're like, shit.
And this was the early stages, so I'm like, I could leave now. The door's right there.
You said like,
I could quit right now.
Good. Like silently leave the room.
Yeah. So then after that, I was just like, I'm gonna do it. So I started to really pay attention to detail and like tailoring and construction and color. And then it has been evolving since like, what year was this? This was probably 2012. Yeah, I've been evolving since.
Wow.
And then the plus size just came about last year. We've been like pattern making and perfecting patterns is so important to me because fit is very important. So I've been like studying the patterns for like the plus size, because grading is really simple when you're going from extra small to large and maybe extra large, but once you hit the plus sector, it's a little different because you have to you have to really understand how, you know, how plus size women are, like how their bodies are, to really make sure you're accommodating everything. You're accommodating the whole body and not just like, oh, I'm just gonna grade
Size it on up.
exactly. Yeah. So I've been perfecting that. Yep, perfecting that.
I feel like a lot of designers in the sense are lazy, that they don't want to have these plus size lines, just in the fact that it's a little bit more work, but also people are doing it like you, like is it really that hard to do, or is it just people
they don't want to,
they just don't want to,
they don't want to. That's honest, I'm serious. They don't want to.
It's unfortunate.
It's I mean, it's honestly, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Have a plus size model that you can sample off of, if anything, and then grade from that. But it's not hard. I don't see why it's not inclusive. So I think it's more, I personally feel like it's just like a look. They don't fit the look of my brand.
And why is it so important for you and your brand to have this size inclusivity?
It's like rejection, you know. It's just not fair, and they want to look good too.
Exactly.
They want to look good too, and they're beautiful. So I don't see why someone can't have a dress that comes in extra small in the plus size. And I don't know, and I think oftentimes people also assume like, oh, that's not going to look good on someone that's plus size. That's definitely not going to look. It's too short, but they like this stuff. They like it just as much as other sizes do. So I just think it's you want to really give crazy.
It to all your girls.
Yeah, I want all of them to have it.
And now they can.
They love it. They do. They really do.
So girls, go and get your Hanifa.
And that's usually the size that sells out the quickest.
Really?
It's plus, yes.
Wow.
It's usually gone.
How does that make you feel?
Amazing. Because I'm just like, wow, there's a problem. And we're like...
You're filling that gap, truly. And they're looking good in it.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Now, back to social media. On the positive side, social media played a huge part, a part of Hanifa in bringing brand awareness and, you know, generating sales for you just by pictures and everything. What's your secret? Like, how were you able to differentiate Anifa from different brands and allow it to shine in such a saturated industry?
I started to study Instagram because back then, they just changed this. You can post a picture, your followers will like it, comment, and then their followers can see. And it was just like a revolving thing. And I was like, okay, cool. So if I post this, I'm basically getting my follower and someone else and maybe someone else and someone else and someone else. I was like, okay, cool. So I started to like look at my visuals. I'm like, okay, the picture is really important. The customer actually sees the photo before they actually see the garment, before they can even touch the garment or try it on. So I'm like, okay, so I need to make the pictures look so good that when they see this picture, they have to buy it. So I started learning graphics. I started studying photography. I started really paying attention to who I worked with. If I worked with the photographer, like what are their visuals like? So visuals has been a super important thing for me, and ads as well. We were talking about this earlier, but Fashion Mom Daily has also helped tremendously with our growth on Instagram in the earlier days. I remember our visuals were so good that Claire herself would text me. She was like, look at how well your pictures did on our page.
Wow.
Yeah, they were doing so well, and we were getting like 1,000 followers a day and crazy stuff and customers. Like, it was super cool. So I definitely want to give them their roses for that, because they actually helped tremendously with our growth on Instagram.
So I want to go back into, so you launched Pink Label, which is a separate line from Anifa, but it's targeted towards a different girl. has it been challenging designing for two different types of girls, but also making it feel cohesive as a brand?
It's one of my biggest challenges right now, because I'm just like, okay, the Hanifa girl and the Pink Label girl, like, it's actually really hard. So I'm still in the process of separating the two and trying to like define them, but also, like you said, make them both cohesive. But yeah, it's a challenge.
And is the Pink Label, it's like a more like expensive line?
Yes.
More expensive line. Okay.
Yeah. So basically,
but still very affordable.
So we hear about these events that happen. Like, for example, there will be Fashion Week, and then there's like the polo match classic, whatever it's called, and other events like Essence Fest or things like that. And then, like, you'll look at the pictures and you'll see, like, this girl has a dress on, that girl has a dress on, the other girl. And I'm like, this is awesome. Our stuff is everywhere. But at the same time, I know there's girls that's like, I don't want to wear what everyone else is wearing. Yeah. So I really designed it for that girl that wants to have those, like, exclusive staple Hanifa pieces that all the girls can't get, basically. So that's why I came up with Pink Label. Because I actually, when I started the brand, my stuff was all like higher price, because essentially that's the girl that I want to design for. But I didn't have the reach. I didn't have the following. I didn't have the things that I have now. So I was just like, I don't like trendy, but I need a little trendy, and then do it my own way, and then use that to get the, the community, like you said.
And trendy is not bad too. Like, trendy is what you're gonna see people be shot in at the events on Instagram. Trendy is also gonna be able to get you in the door of places, and then you can really just style on them, right? And build like how you're doing with Pink Label,
right?
And it's still very affordable. I was on your website last night. I was like, I need to get off of here. I'm gonna buy like 6 outfits. I told myself I was not gonna buy anything for the next 3 months.
That's good.
Girl, I'm in like day one.
I need to do my. Oof, that's hard, but it's doable.
It's doable. We're an example. I'm on like day one, but I'll let y'all know how it goes. And congrats, because you recently opened up your first brick and mortar store, which is incredible. Can you share the process of making something like this happen? And like, how long has it been in the making on making it happen too?
Okay, so I went through a really tough time in 2018. 2018 was another hard year for me. And like I mentioned earlier, like when I'm going through stuff, I just like go to the Lord and like, make time for that and just spend time with him or whatever. August of 2018, I did like a 21-day fast. I wasn't really on social media. I just focused on work and just being better for 21 days. So I didn't eat from 12 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day.
Wow.
And I was super focused. Like, I had so much peace. And I was just like praying about certain things, and just like asking for clarity. And just like, at the time, I wasn't really enjoying Hanifa. It started to feel like too much work and stress. And like, I was like, I think, and during that time, I started to love it again. I started shooting models myself again and things like that. And prior to that month period, I would have never thought I would have a store. Like, if you would have asked me in July, hey, Anifa, are you going to have a store? I would like, no, absolutely not. Like, the overhead is too much. What, no, it's just a definite no. I like doing this online thing. It's cool. A girlfriend of mine was like, hey, I seen this shop on Charles Street, and it's vacant. We should do it together. And then she came back and was like, no, you need to do this yourself. Like, you can do this. Wow. Totally pumping me up. And I'm just like,
what an amazing girlfriend.
I was like, are you sure? She was like, girl, you could do this. They love you. All this stuff. And I'm just like, okay. I went and did the application in person, and I got approved like that. And then
were you like, wait,
yeah,
what did I just do?
I know. And then I'm not gonna lie, I was still freaking out. And January came, 2019, and we opened, and it did really well. That's amazing, actually. And we unfortunately had to close down the Baltimore location, and we moved to Rockville. But I'm grateful that that happened. I'm just like, wow, this is amazing, because now, like, I can actually have a face-to-face interaction with the people that have been supporting me. And there's been women who have shopped with us, and they're like, I've never purchased anything. I've been following you guys for a long time, but I actually am so glad that I'm able to come in and actually see this for myself. Like, the quality is amazing, and I'm just like, this is awesome, this is great. And just like meeting them and being able to like talk to them, give them the same experience they receive online, and just connecting and just having that type of connection and relationship with my customers.
What has been your biggest takeaway from it? Like, in, I guess, learning from your customers about your brand.
No, I don't really, it's like I work. I don't really like come up for air.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so nice to just hear the nice things that people have to say. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And someone's like, yeah, like, I can never find pants that fit me like this. I can never, the length is always too short, or nothing ever fits me like this. Like, it's just, I've seen women cry in the fitting room. So it's just like, it's so awesome. I'm just like, wow, this is like real, girl. This is a real thing.
Yeah, because online, you can get those DMs, you can get those emails of people thanking you, but it's never the same how you're saying it, like to be in real life and to really see their faces and connect with your customers. Because also, like, for them, this is such a major moment to be talking to the designer that they're wearing, right? That's such an incredible connection to have, which I feel like, especially today in our generation, we want to have those connections with the designers. We want to get to know them. We don't want them to feel like they're too luxurious or too far away that we could never touch them. It's incredible to have that opportunity to actually have a conversation and build a relationship with the designer. So I think that's incredible. Oh my God.
That's like a huge challenge for me too. It's just like coming out of like
your
being
shell,
in the bag.
like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's such a challenge for me. But
you say, what's up, guys?
Yeah, it's such a challenge for me. I'm just like, I don't know how to do this.
Are you very like to yourself?
Yes, I am. So my thing was, I didn't want to be the face. I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to do none of that stuff. I was like, I want y'all to like this brand because y'all love the clothes. That's it. Like, you guys genuinely love the clothes, you love the quality, you love everything. So I just focused on that. I focused on building the brand, focused on perfecting the quality and fit and all that stuff. But now I'm just like, times have changed.
Yeah.
People want to know who you are.
They want to know who you are.
Yeah, people want to know who you are. So I'm working on it. I'm taking baby steps, but it's coming along.
You need to pop out in all the Hanifa looks.
I know. I'm trying.
I can't wait, girl. You are the face, please. You look too damn good to not be the face.
Oh, thank you.
And then back to, because when was this? This was like 2 months ago or 3 months ago. I remember you posted the picture of your first dress, because Anifa just hit 1 million in revenue, which is insane. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does this make you feel?
I mean, when it happened, I mean, we were like, we're getting ready. We knew it was going to happen soon. So I was just like, wow, like, it happened. It actually happened. I was actually, I follow this girl named Nicola now, and she recently started like a brand, and she hit 1 million within a year. And I'm just like, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I can't figure out the formula. So this is like after 2018, I got my friend to help me with my finances, and then shortly after that, I started to really pay attention to like the business, like goals. Like, okay, today, we're gonna make this much because we have to make this much to make 1 million. So I really was like, okay, goal driven, and just like focusing on the finances of the business, because that with that I was able to scale and actually reach $1 million in revenue. But it's amazing.
Wow. So really setting those goals for yourself each day helped you get to kind of focus and zone in on getting that 1 million in revenue.
Yes, like we set goals every week, every month, daily. Like you have to do that. It's like a plan. If you don't have that plan in place, you're kind of just like, okay, well, we didn't make any money today, and then that's it. But if you want to make $1 million, that's how you make $1 million.
What is, I know like the goal was million in revenue. What's the goal now?
Of course I won't. I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't want to make more money, but I really want to focus on serving somehow, because I know Hanifa isn't it's bigger than just clothes, you know. At some point I know I'm gonna be doing more, so just like focusing on that aspect, and also just I guess popping out more.
Not that big ass sign for saying I gotta pop out more.
Popping up more. And I also I'm gonna show for September Fashion Week, so we're
amazing.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for that. So just like, you know, because that's a big deal. It's really a big deal, because it's like,
no, this is perfect timing.
Yeah, it's a big deal, because I'm like, okay, this
you
is the
need
time.
To do this. No,
yeah, this is the time.
So
I need to make sure like the designs really speaks for me, you know. Yes. When people see it, they're like, wow, like, you know.
Because you did do the showcase with Teen Vogue and Anna, and that was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to have your own little moment, and I think September is the perfect time. Yeah. And it's gonna be warm, girl.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna be in town, so yeah, we're trying to prep for that too. So I'm really excited about that. And
when's the shapewear gonna drop? Because
shapewear is coming this year. I really am perfecting this fit.
Because girl, the girls are waiting. Yeah, the girls are asking. They want to know.
I know the fit is like iffy.
It's hard. Yeah.
I'm making sure like it's good, like the quality of the fabric, everything. Like I'm trying to be good to you guys. So
that's a smart venture.
Yeah,
shapewear is a huge business. Yeah, and especially like how you're bringing it out in all colors, and it's gonna be all size inclusive. Like it's gonna be good.
Yeah, because I went to I won't say the retailer, but I went to
sorry to that woman.
I went to the department store, and I went to the lingerie section, because I was like, I want to get some, I want to see whatever. And I was just like, I even took a picture. I was like, this is bland as hell. It was black and beige. I'm just like, no.
This ain't me. This ain't
no.
Not
and this is after, like, I've already been doing the sampling and trying to produce shapewear, and I'm like, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, you are.
I'm doing the right thing. So.
Another void you're filling.
Because it's bland. That's the best way I can say it.
Well, it's crazy because I do lingerie at Vogue as well, and a lot of times they're like, yeah, I do.
Oh, nice.
So you know, hit me up.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, keep me posted on everything. But every time the stylists are like, oh, I need like a brown underpinning for this talent, right? A shapewear, but it needs to be their exact skin tone, and I'm like,
it's not there.
It doesn't exist. It really doesn't exist.
That's wild.
And then it's like this is such an issue in so many different industries, because even like, you know, like the ballerinas, how they have to dye their shoes and their tights in order to fit their skin tone, because they don't have that. It's only like a nude and a black, and it's wild when you start to think about it, how even to this day, 2020, it still doesn't exist. And now here you are, you filling that void.
I'm filling that void, y'all.
I can't wait. Oh my God, you can be the next Spanx, girl. You're gonna be rich.
Honestly, I'm scared.
Don't be scared. I feel like you can be scared, but also know with fear comes change, and with change comes success. And that's the only way you're going to succeed, is if you're fearful and you do something different. Because if you stay stagnant and you stay comfortable, ain't nothing amazing going to come out of that. And you're just going to stay in your place, right? Mm-hmm. And that's something I've had to learn, right? Even just doing this podcast, I'm like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I bought this stuff. I was like, how do I even use the damn computer? I'm like, how do you use Premiere? You learn. You get out your comfort zone. And you're like, wait, people might think this is trash, but at least I'm having fun and I'm putting it out in the atmosphere.
That's awesome.
But people don't think it's trash. People think it's good.
It's definitely not trash. Girl, this is not trash.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't I was in the zone. Dream person to dress. It could be one or two people. I know it's hard. Cuz you dress a lot of people, but someone you haven't yet.
Okay, I'm going to tell you 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, 3 is great.
Michelle Obama.
Woo! Girl, she would look so good.
Beyonce.
Oh, she would look so good.
And Rihanna.
Those, I feel like you can make that happen within a year.
Yeah, I love them. I think it would be so awesome to be able to dress them.
You can make that happen. I could definitely see Beyonce doing those little video with the pants.
Yeah.
Her and her corny ass videos. I love them.
Yeah. Beyonce, if you're listening, I would love to dress you.
Yes, Beyonce, if you're listening, adopt me.
Rihanna too, girl. You can go get a drink or two.
Miss Bad Gal Riri. Oh my God, where's the album, girl? If you're listening. Okay, so little fun questions for you before we end.
Okay.
What has been your biggest victory thus far?
Making it past 5 years.
Shout out you, girl.
I think that's huge because
not a lot of people get there.
It's hard. It's really hard. Like, I tell people all the time, it's not easy. Like, I've been through it, like, really bad. But I think that's a huge accomplishment for me. And the $1 million mark for sure is another one. So I would say those 2 things.
Man, I can imagine if I saw my business made $1 million, I would be running down the street.
That's how I felt. I was at a baby shower though, so I had to keep my composure.
You gotta keep your cool. You're like, okay, it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about this baby.
I was so excited. I was just like, wow.
Oh my God.
Tears of joy that day.
And what's the most exciting thing to you that is happening in fashion today? I know, especially in our current climate, it can seem a bit grim, but there's always some light to it.
I think seeing like Black people on the forefront, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool because it didn't seem like it was even possible before. Even when I started, you know, it didn't seem like it was possible. It actually kind of wasn't. But just seeing that, I think it's like, okay, I can breathe a little bit. I don't have to like hold my breath all the time. And I mean, we still have to work 100 times harder, but we're nice.
Getting there.
Yeah, it's nice. And I hope it's not just like, oh, well,
let's
give it to them just this time for a little bit. And then in the next 5 years, it will be, you know, back to normal. But no, I hope this continues and we continue to see like our people striving and doing well.
Most definitely. I think it's also important to lift your fellow Black people up, your fellow people of color, making sure that you're giving them a platform as well. If you get to somewhere, bring them with you. Like we really need to work together.
That's a good one. 'Cause I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I feel like an outsider. 'Cause I'm looking, but I'm just like, it doesn't look like I can just come sit at the table. It looks like I have to do something or be something or look like something, or I don't know. It's strange, but it seems, sometimes it feels that way even with our own people that are at the table. But
most definitely.
Yeah. So I do feel like an outsider actually a lot. So
I love that. Bringing it back to you, I love what you're doing, and I love that you are in the forefront, and I think it's very important for you to be in the forefront. I know it's tough. I know, but it is important because there's so many young girls who are looking up to you like, wow, that can be me. She met Anna Wintour. She was with Lindsay Peoples. She's with Teen Vogue. Like, it's so important. Because when I grew up, I didn't see anyone. Yeah. The only woman of color who I knew was Ava Chen, and she didn't look like me, right? I didn't believe I could do it.
Wow.
So it's really important. So you better pop out. I'm gonna send you a bunch of events.
Okay. I'll pop. I'm serious. Send them to me. I'll pop out. I'll come.
Y'all better send her some events too. Y'all better DM her.
Yeah. And I reply to my DMs.
Oh,
Do
you do the social all yourself?
I do.
Wow.
I do.
Incredible.
I'm looking for someone to do it though, but I do them.
Well, guys, you hear that? Anyone who does social. Back to this. Sorry. We have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I lied. 3. What? I do that all the time. What advice would you give young designers starting out in the fashion industry?
I would say a mentor is really important, because if you have no experience in this stuff, it's really hard, like extremely hard. And I always say, like, a mentor doesn't even have to be like someone, I don't know, you could literally study someone's entire journey and just see what they did, see how they did it, and just go for it. Like, and no one's gonna do it for you. You gotta just you gotta go and get it. You have to go and get it. You have to go and get it. And even now, I just got a mentor. I just got one, and she's amazing. Ronnie Brown. Shout out to Ronnie Brown.
Shout out Ronnie.
If she's listening. But yeah, she's amazing, and she really cares about me. You know, it's really important to have a good mentor. But yeah,
someone that wants to see you succeed.
Exactly.
Who actually cares. Whose heart is really in it.
Yep. And that's her, 100%.
What's next for Hanifa?
So I recently had like a Q&A workshop. I started something called CBYAM, Concepts by Anifa M. It's like a creative agency, all things creative, but I'm also doing like small scale manufacturing and sampling for emerging designers, because it's really hard. So this past weekend we had like a Q&A like workshop event, and it was free, and I just, I let people ask me all the questions that they had with the time that we did it. We had 2 sessions and people came out, and it was really awesome. So just wanting to like grow that a bit and just kind of help people out. And that's what I meant by serving, just kind of like really helping people. Yeah, and giving back. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, this is the last question. And it's a question I like to ask all my guests. What would you want your legacy to be?
That's a great question. I would like it to be that I came to help women see the confidence in themselves.
Well, that's a beautiful way to end off. I got you. I'm like, shit, I don't even know. I don't even want to go back to work. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so excited for everyone to listen in.
Thank you so much for having me. This was fun. This was actually really fun. I loved this.
Great.
Yeah, girl.
We can do it again.
Yeah.
Over drinks.
That'll be that'll be fun. Let's do it.
I should do like a drunk version of So What Do You Do
Oh
Again?
My God. You have to.
My mom would be like, you're a mess. Please don't. All right, guys, we're going to head out, but I'll put in all the links. Oh, yeah, no. Wait, quickly tell us how we can keep in touch with you.
You can follow me on Instagram, Anifa M. Hanifa Official on Instagram for the business page, and Hanifa.co for the website.
Amazing. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye, guys.